into a kernel, that's how much CC?
A ton. Enough, basically, to knock down any frontliner or backliner that doesn't have any purification beads. We're ready to go here. Picks and bans for game number 1 between Team Eager and Team Dignitas. The winner of this goes on to face Obey Alliance tomorrow. It is a best-of-5 matchup. Eager with the first pick selection, and in the last set, first pick only won 1 game. It was second pick who really had the majority of the power. Do you guys feel like second pick's in a better spot right now than first?
I prefer first personally because you have such dominance in picks and bans. If you're first pick, you don't even need to ban this kit, so I'm not sure why they banned that. Maybe it's not in his gut bill.
Yeah, DJ did play it yesterday and did pretty well. That was in game 3, I believe, up against the Black Dragons. Maybe a different strategy in mind
They
here.
definitely want the Kern first pick then. I feel like that's because I feel like the respect in Dig to maybe overvalue it. I'm not too sure.
Could be. Fafnir, the other ban here for Team Eager, targeting out that man on your screen, Trix Tank. Chunga, the original Chunga jungle, DJ Pernicus playing for Eager, so Dignitas not trying to handle that healing mage in the jungle, and Aphrodite. Wow. So 2 jungle mage bans up against DJ. This leaves open a lot for Eager on the table.
I don't agree with that Afro or Changa ban. I mean, I do understand the Changa one, but the Afro.
Yeah. They might just not want to go versus any sustain comp whatsoever, I think. So they might even pick up a Ra here for themselves to deny it from best.
Could be. Zeros has played that Ra before. It is Cernanos, the first pick for Zapman and Team Eager. No surprise there.
I did see that one coming. Yeah. But yeah, Terra for the sustain, as you said. But I don't think Zeros will play Ra.
Probably not.
Ravin. So it could be in the jungle. That's what we've seen the majority of European teams running. Cuvo does have that ability to play not the traditional assassins, a little bit more supporty if necessary, but this lends itself to his invade sort of style where he wants to bully you on early on in the game.
I would like to see a Humbats from Eager. I think that would be the strongest pick. Fenrir, that's going to be solo.
Could be solo. Flex pick. DJ has played this Fenrir consistently throughout both the Spring Split and Season 3.
I'm 100% sure that's solo.
100% sure you like it into what? Well, Terra likely to go to Trix Tank. Dignitas seemed to prefer that in the Guardian role and not give it to Variety, who likes a little bit more pressure in his lanes. And it is going to be the Hu Yi up against the Cernanos for Arkel in that duo lane. Do you like this matchup? Vedium was saying he likes Hu Yi in the Cern.
Yeah, I really like Hu Yi and like Honor into Cern. Yeah, it's good.
Ra is going to be the ban for Dignitas, still not wanting any healing on the side of Eager. Osiris targeted out for Variety in that solo lane.
And Dignitas is just banning healers. They don't want to go versus sustain at all.
That was a perfect ban, just because they have the sustain, and if they deny it, then if a team fight goes even, Dignitas wins. Is
Guan Yu so far out that they can't, that Divios couldn't pull that out?
You can't play that in this meta.
That's a Fenrir solo.
Yeah.
Nemesis, the other ban there for Dignitas, targeting out DJ a little bit more. And Kronos seems to be that mid-mage was enough to get Eager to ban it away from Zeros. I think the overall objective damage you have with Hu Yi and Kronos whenever you're starting to siege up in the mid to late stages of the game is something that Eager doesn't really want to deal with. But Zeros still does have that soul to go to if that's the route that Dignitas want to take. If you're Dignitas here, Raffer, what are you looking to pick? Never mind, you don't have to answer, it's Thoth.
I was going to say tough as well.
Well, perfect. You would have nailed it right on the head. Thoth absolutely carried game 3 there game 4 for Obey to send them into the finals. Zeros just continues to show that his god pool is extremely wide, not locked down to one type of god.
Oh, wow.
Nuwa, and there it is, the Guan Yu. So it is going to be Fenrir in the jungle, Divios on the Guan. What can Dignitas do to punish this pick for Divios? You said you don't like it in this meta. What specifically makes it tough?
You don't have pressure, really. Like, you will just like get your blue buff stolen, and you will be like naturally behind in the matchup. But it might even be a Guan jungle. Like, you never know with DJ.
Yeah, it could be. Could be Divios on that Fenrir solo. DJ was the first Guan jungle. DJ does a lot of firsts in that jungle, and they all seem to be centered around healing. Really seems to like it. Bologna going to be the last pick there for Variety. Gets all the way to the last pick. That's been a very strong one all weekend long. You see the draft, guys. Who do you like at game 1?
I would say Team Dignitas, like they have a sick draft. I'm not sure why Bellona was last picked either. I didn't even pay attention to that.
I don't know how she got through. Definitely Dignitas.
Dignitas.
No, not just because they're EU. You know,
the draft as well? Okay, so taking the bias aside a little bit.
Yeah, maybe they.
To the two EU guys, they're voting for EU. Surprise, surprise. We got Tom and Tolly on the cast. Take it away, guys.
Thanks a lot, friends. Eager versus Team Dignitas. This one's going to be a really interesting one. You heard the guys on the desk. Dignitas have a very standard, just a strong draft. But you look across the way, Eager, a little couple of weird things, but that's why Eager's here, playing the weird things.
They're here. They're basically doing such a great job flexing their picks and bans. Guan Yu was not a pick that any team has pulled out so far at this LAN, and Eager on Aurora specifically. You're looking at that kind of a style with Kepri being for him and the Guan Yu for Divios potentially, although you never know because DJ Pernicus has also been known to play this in the jungle.
Yeah, the Guan jungle, like Agaro said, one of DJ's specialties. I don't know if we'll see it. The Fenrir solo, also something that we see out of Divios frequently. We actually saw it already. Let's get right into the game here. The first of what could be a 5-game set. It will be Divios on that solo lane dog and DJ Pernicus, the horseman of the jungle.
Eager. They beat the Brazilian Black Dragons 2-1 yesterday. Dignitas had a little bit of an easier task, 2-0ing Sword Gaming, but this time they're both in a best of 5, and we're going to see a lot of diverse strategies between the both of them.
I'm going to be that guy. I think Team Eager, when it comes to Team Eager, they play the game on and off the field. If you're standing on the lunch line, grabbing catering, they're talking aware that everybody's listening, aware that everybody's going to be taking that information to the game. People don't have loose lips. We're not talking where everybody lets their strategies fly, but outside of the battlefield, players kind of chat about Smite. The Eager guys don't. They don't have casual conversations. They don't mention things that they enjoy because they're afraid that that's going to be taken into the gameplay. So what we saw yesterday with Eager versus the Brazilians played better than I think Eager anticipated, but I don't think Eager was exactly in 5th gear.
I love what Eager are doing here, putting Aurora in the mid lane, utilizing his passive for the shield, giving Best the opportunity to find a lot of damage. Nice Rook, Cuvo Fred taking a lot of damage over time from Aurora, looking for the shot, not gonna find it. Could have potentially been a first blood there.
Listen, you're the best on this new yesterday. I didn't really like the pick. I think there was a lot of people that didn't like the pick. And then he wound up top damage by over 10,000 above the number 2 damage and just making it count. Really, really strong pick coming out from Best. He's always really had this Nuwa. Him and MLC Stealth come to mind when I start thinking about this character, but it really is just very impressive the way Best is able to really play this style, and it fits into what Team Eager does in that they have their own style. They play their own brand of Smite. I say it all the time, but team identity is very important. And I think Team Eager are certainly leading the charge in that regard here in Season 4.
Flexing in mid and solo lane, Eager leaves Zatman alone in the duo lane. As a result, they're able to invade Dignitas' solo lane side, but they're losing the purple and the red, which could hurt Zatman in the long run. Still struggling to get level 3, having to back off, really afraid that Trix and Arkle can come from underneath and potentially kill him.
I mean, you say that, but they're a couple of 100 gold ahead, nice and even. And Team Eager have not had too many issues in the jungle, despite having that stuff really stolen from them. So we'll see how this game matures, as we're very, very early on in here. Arkle versus Zatman, I think, is one of the matchups that a lot of fans at home are really eager to see.
Absolutely. The Huyi versus the Kurtanos. Huge LAN meta pick here with this new god coming recently. Being able to control a lot of space with that Wild Hunt. The changing of the seasons gives him a lot of utility, going through different laning phases, going for that lifesteal that you see right there.
Yeah, right there you can see the difference in damage coming out from the two hunters. Zatman about 6,000 damage over Arkle per game, but Arkle winds up with a very similar KDA. I think what that shows is that Zatman is rotating a little bit more and involved in some of those team fights, where Arkle is very adamant about looking for the lane win. Best in some trouble here, very low, turns around and gets aggressive. DJ shows up and he's going to shred some protections, but more importantly, heals his mid lane. There's a meditation on Akivo Fred. Very low is he. DJ Pernicus still on the chase. One dot will hit him, but they can't find it. Eager coming up short, despite dishing out a ton of damage on the other direction. Still, 0-0.
Oh, the ultimate from the best. Not going to be able to take out Cuvo Fred. Able to get that fountain tick at the last possible moment. Still don't think it would have found the kill either way, but the healing from Team Eager already showing into effect. Double meditation between DJ Pernicus and Aurora, not to mention the conviction coming out of that Guan Yu in the jungle, giving him that slight edge to continue fighting in that small jungle skirmish.
Yeah, that really extended that initiation. Team Eager, they coulda, shoulda, woulda died with any other composition, any other relic choices, and that's why you see Eager commit so hard to that engagement. They understand exactly what tools they have at their disposal, and they're going to be able to play to that regard. Divios chased out a lane. Nice gank coming out from the guys on Team Dignitas as Bologna shows up, or rather, Bologna stays in lane, and we see the rotation out of Trix Tank. Not enough to kill Divios, but they do chase out that ult.
Trading the ult for ult. Trix Tank sacrificing his Terra's Blessing. The mobility and the cooldown reduction is not going to be available for the rest of his teammates, just to alleviate some pressure for variety. Divios playing this Fenrir in the soul lane gives him a lot of aggressive options, finding the Unchains consistently. As long as he hits that at a regular basis, you're looking at a 15-second cooldown that suddenly becomes 7.5, and as this Fenrir increases his levels, that damage is just going to skyrocket through the roof.
Divios actually starts to max that jump in the solo lane. That's kind of the go-to when you're playing with Fenrir solo, as opposed to the jungle, where you're looking for that brutalize damage. You don't really have the opportunity to group up the minions and get that AoE damage as often, so what you do is you find the damage by way of the jump, which also helps when you rotate and you look for these initiations. Fenrir looking for that stun, like you mentioned, off of the jump itself. Well, if it's going to hit really hard as well, I'll take it.
It does a lot of base damage, which is why he works so well in that solo lane, having a decent amount of scaling, but once that ability is maxed out, it does about 335 damage. There's nothing to really sleep on in the solo lane, and nothing to sleep on is the 3v3 combination of Eager either. This Khepri, Guan Yu, Nuwa, a lot of control, a lot of healing, and a decent amount of damage once this Nuwa gets some levels.
Yeah, that's the key. The Nuwa has to get some levels. Nice route coming out from Zapman while dancing away from the Ricochet. 2-on-3 as Dignitas invade on the right side of the map, and speed buff is grabbed by DJ Pernicus, so Dignitas come up short. Cuvo Fred looking towards Divios' blue buff. He has help from the solo laner, and Divios wanted to come over, but as soon as Trix Tank shows up, not going to be part of the conversation, and Dignitas tried 2 invades, only one of them come up successful. Ooh. And it's going to be right there on the blue buff.
Oh, it's so risky going in the jungle against a Huyi because of the possible threat of that triple Ricochet bounce Arco, looking for that opportunity. Both of these hunters having the red buff. Still too early to tell which path they're truly going to go to, whether it's going to be that Transcendence or whether it's going to be a different option going for more lifesteal, finishing off the boots, but electing to go for more attack speed option for Zapman.
Both ultimates in the solo lane used. Team Dignitas' variety here, not really getting the better of Divios. Neither is Divios. Nice little even matchup here. Tully, this is an odd one. And you being the solo lane master yourself, the dog, Fenrir versus Variety's Bologna. How is this one supposed to go?
It's going to go Divios' way as he gets a little bit more levels, because you're looking at the Seething Howl. Once that gets maxed out, there's going to be a huge boost of lifesteal coming out of the Fenrir for Divios, and this is where he's going to truly outbox the Bologna. Even with the Scourge taking at about 50 or higher per hit, as that gets maxed out, it's not going to be enough to really deal with the Fenrir because of the physical power bonus that he gets from popping that steroid.
And so what's Team Eager looking for with Divios on this Fenrir? Is he going to be aggressive, or is he really just a setup man? Why put the Fenrir in the solo lane?
He's going to be forcing the beads out of Zyros potentially whenever these teamfights do occur. Getting Arkel out of the teamfights is the goal out of any solo laner. Just get the Hunter, targeting yourself, not the rest of your teammates, and then you can back off easily, relying on the sustain from DJ Pernicus and the damage reduction from Aurora's Rising Dawn.
Cuvo Fred right there. That's a play that they can only make because Team Eager have a Guan jungle. Any other jungler punishes Cuvo for that. Divios gets punished under tower. Variety goes right for it, and he's certainly feeling that one. First blood going the way of Team Dignitas.
This is the rematch for Variety versus Divios back at Worlds. Obey versus Eager back when he was still on that team, and we saw a lot of fireworks between those two going into all 5 games. So gonna be a lot of fireworks, let's just say, for these solo laners.
Yeah, Divios is a loud guy, usually more of the, like Maniac, a very positive force of energy. Variety, well, he likes to get in your face a little bit, the classic Omega style, right? So he's gonna be a little bit rude, but I like that. I like that edge when I'm watching these solo laners.
And with that advantage, we're seeing the fact that Divios went for the health chalice. The gold is not going to be in his favor in the later stages because he's not going to be able to sell that item off. Really trying to finish off some more physical defense. Different branches, though, between these two solo laners. You're looking at the silver breastplate for Divios, whereas Variety, he's probably looking for a mystical mail after that Mark of the Vanguard.
We've seen that mystical mail be so prevalent recently. I think it was Deathwalker who really brought it back. It's a rather expensive item, but yet we still see these soul laners bringing it out. Well, it went away because of the rise in price. People said simply, I value the stats of breastplate more. It comes with CDR, and frankly, it's a lot easier to get. It comes along a lot quicker. But we're seeing people go back to the Mystical Mail.
Mystical Mail, it gives you a good amount of magic damage per second. Whenever you dive that backline, you're getting you're getting Zatman out of these teamfights. So if you're a Variety, you're also going to be doing more damage to him with that Mystical Mail ticks because you use your shield dash to go in, absorbing all those inhants and get the consistent damage over time.
trouble, surrounded by 3. The Thoth ultimate going to be juked out. And there's a nice shot from Cuvo Fred, but a better one from Aurora, saving the life of the jungler. And DJ lives another day.
A nice Sunder attempt by Cuvo Fred, but Aurora was in the right place at the right time, saving his jungler. DJ is thanking his lucky stars.
I'm actually questioning this. I'll pop up the question in a moment. Divios is in some trouble. He's going to jump away to the rest of his teammates. Variety shows up as well, getting the stun and the bludgeon, putting the dog down. Variety with number 2 for both him and his team. Aurora exits south, and DJ Party is looking for the towers. And that'll be enough for Team Dignitas to go ahead and back off. I said I was going to pop the question. Not that one, Tully. Sorry, buddy. I love you, but we'll talk about Mystical Mail. So this item, with the idea that there is a Khepri in the game, still, actually, Zatman in trouble now. Dignitas don't want me to talk about Mystical Mail. They want me to talk about their kills. 3 for Dig, opening up the wall for Gold Fury.
Just like that, Arkil utilizing his whole kit to his advantage, potentially threatening the Ricochet bounce.
DJ.
But look at this, Dignitas just getting Gold Fury immediately after. Because Eager had to back off from that earlier engagement on the right-hand side, it didn't get them enough time to go back from the fountain towards defending that Gold Fury on the left. Zatman was afraid that there could have been that potential threat of the Gold Fury, poked his nose where it shouldn't have been, and that 1v1 skirmish against the Huyi in the jungle is going to favor Arkil every single time.
Very intelligent play coming out from Team Dignitas, just sneaking up in there. Divios versus Variety, about half a level down for the North American Canadian solo laner. Jumping and getting the stun onto Variety. He has help in the wings, but Variety has help as well by way of Trick Stang. But there's 3-4 players in Eager jerseys. Variety's going to be rooted, hits the hammer, but where's the damage? DJ Partagas, he's taking more than he's actually dealing out. Now we have to see Eager go ahead and retreat. Meditation already used. Aurora shimmies to the side and avoids the stun from Terra. But Team Dignitas respond completely correctly. And Team Eager can't get their gank to really come in the direction they wanted to.
DJ took too much damage. He doesn't have the conviction maxed out quite yet. Trying to rely on this anti or the sustain option. Only having 3 points into it at this point in the game at the 11.5 minute mark. Still baiting out a lot of cooldowns because he's relying on Aurora to be able to either abduct somebody out of position or just to throw out that Rising Dawn so he can be more resilient. But look at this. Dignitas, they feel they have the edge and they're going to go for this Portal Demon.
Yeah, it's about halfway down, and I don't expect Dignitas to really stick to it. This is a very minor objective at this moment in time. Just 11 minutes in. Fire Giant a little bit less realistic, so I don't think that we're going to see any teams really force this Portal Demon, but if it's there for free, I think Dig will certainly take it.
Still trying to bait somebody out of position. Best taking 25% of his health. DJ getting a position to heal him up. And this is all Dignitas really wants to do. Being able to take advantage of the fact that DJ doesn't have that heal maxed out. The meditation from Aurora is on cooldown, but DJ's is available. His health pool is not the highest, though, to truly take advantage of that relic.
Yeah, we'll see how he builds later on. It's very early, like we said, and DJ might be able to change some of those stats. Tier 1 tower goes down on the left side. Zatman not able to defend. And Arkil, like we said earlier, Arkil a little bit more lane focused than Zatman. It's going going to be able to pick up that tower nice and early.
A little uncharacteristic for such a highly seasoned veteran such as Zapman to leave his tower unattended to. Arkel taking full advantage of this, going for a different pathing in the itemization choices as well. We're looking at the Fatalis on the side of the Hu Yi, whereas Kernanos going to be looking for either the Executioner as he backs to base and finishes it off.
Yeah, Executioner versus the Chinsai. If you back and you have the gold for the Chinsai, sure, go for it. But more often than not, you're going to have the gold for the Executioner, which is really what you want to find. That early penetration is going to work hand in hand with what Kernanos really wants to do here. Chinsais
are usually the better option against these tanky targets that do have the health. We're looking at Terra having that Gauntlet of Thebes, but on the other hand, you're looking at Cuvo Fred that has a lot of physical defense with that Void Shield, an item that we haven't seen in quite a long time. So this Executioner is going to be able to melt through that physical defense. Not only that, by weakening the protections of whichever target Zap is hitting, it also is going to help out both DJ Pernicus and Divios hit the same target.
So Team Dignitas off to a decent lead right here. 3-0, and the gold respecting that as well. About 3,000 separating our two teams. But it hasn't really been devastating. It's basically been one or two just misengagements from Team Eager. Nothing really too drastic or crazy. Right now, DJ gonna get out of this one very barely alive.
Forced to use the cavalry charge just to get out of the slows from the Hu Yi Suns. Going for the Portal Demon without any hesitation. DJ Pernicus at about half health. This is going to be a bait, trying to find another kill.
And still there's Divios getting a double stun, bringing back Trixtang to the rest of the squad. Trixtang down to about half HP. Nuwa ults to avoid a lot of the nonsense. Great ultimate out of Aurora to save the life of DJ Pernicus. Variety gets a triple stun, setting up his Hunter and the mid lane. Both the Zeros and Arkel find a kill. The best and Divios gonna sit on the sidelines. That's Team Dignitas's completely free Portal Demon.
The strategy from Team Dignitas completely playing into the hands. Eager was able to take the bait, wanted to stop out that Portal Demon, but without the ultimate from DJ Pernicus, he couldn't get out of danger, unfortunately, or luckily for him. Aurora's ultimate did save him earlier on due to that ultimate, but it just wasn't enough to win these team fights. Team Dignitas really exploiting the fact that the Eagles rally is more useful here than Divios' Signal Ragnarok.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes down to it, in that engagement, I'll agree with you on it. Team Eager want to find a specific pick and blow them up with the best burst, but the problem was Dig was able to get to the backline and force best into that ultimate.
Variety finding that three-man Eagles rally, setting up the protections and the damage for the rest of his team for that aura, allowing Dignitas to get that 750 gold after the 2 kills, putting themselves in a very comfortable spot here, about 5,000 gold at the 15.5 minute mark.
More than just a stun as well. That Eagles rally focused on it set up the entire area to have the high protection for the rest of the team. So Eager fought into a situation where everybody was too tanky to really deal damage to. Gold's Fury, nobody allowed in. Absolutely not. Wonderful zone coming out from Cuvo Fred's Robin and Trixtang's Terra. And because of that, Team Dignitas are able to take down the Gold Fury with 3 of their members. Eager, not even anywhere close to the objective. 16 minutes in, we're looking at a 7,000 gold lead for the Europeans.
Second Gold Fury for Team Dignitas left completely uncontested, and Eager have no response because that Portal Demon has been taken. So where do you really go if you're Eager on this side? You can't obviously sneak the Fire Giant. It's too risky at this point. Eager doesn't really have the burst damage, not to mention Dignitas is not going to be a slouch in terms of not warding on that side of the map.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit about the vision. Like you said, where would you like to see the wards?
The wards should be relatively along the neutral line. You can't advance past that point. Dignitas is just too far ahead. Looking at the mid lane specifically, best 3 levels behind Zeros. Just doing so much damage on this top, right beneath Variety on this Bellona.
Which, I mean, the Bellona, sure, you're in the solo lane, but you very rarely see Bellona top damage. She's just been brawling here.
Well, the bludgeons have been really good for Variety because he finds the wind-up in the mid lane, though. Cuvo Fred getting a lot of poke, utilizing the Terra's Monolith for the sustain, the ricochet from Arkel, just slightly off the mark.
I like Arkel. He's always going to go for that, though. Here's Divios going for one as well. Chases the beads out of Arkel, and another gigantic rally here. Cuvo Fred gets set up for one. Continuing on as everybody pushes up forward. Team Dignitas now on the retreat. Really big meditation, saving out Cuvo Fred, but the tower falls down. DJ Perdigas goes forward and forced backwards. Nice stun. There's a secondary. The Aegis saves him for the moment. But Arkle with the double kill. Fantastic play out of that guy.
Dignitas just keep forcing the issue down the tier 1 mid lane. The Suns came raining down by Arkle. It actually forced out the ultimate from Aurora onto himself, not helping out Divios to survive. And because there was no Khepri ultimate, Divios already falling, the rest was just history. Dignitas just keep going, get the tier 2 tower, and they're not even done yet here, Tom. They're going for Fire Giant at the 18-minute mark.
Yeah, I think this one is theirs free and clear. Paid in advance and full. Team Dignitas have earned this Fire Giant by way of the team fight in the mid lane. Not only did they pick up the tier 1 tower during it, but they take a couple of lives with them, pick up the Fire Giant, and now a very devastating 10,000 gold lead is about to expand even further.
3 minutes ago, Dignitas were up 5,000. All it takes is one slight misposition for it to just go downhill for Eager. Dignitas on the better end of this with this Fire Giant, going to start to group up, get these last remaining towers, and really elevate their gold lead.
This is what Dignitas really do when they're allowed to do this, is Variety sets up Arkle. And the other guys just sort of fall in line, which is hilarious because Cubo Fred is one of the best junglers in the game, and Trixtank, classic high-end support. But Variety and Arkle this game have really been doing a ton of the heavy lifting. Shout out to Thoth as Zeros is able to climb up the player damage charts, but Arkle just out of control. This guy was overlooked, I think, for a large majority of his career, playing on the Myrmidons and a lower-end team. But Dignitas saw what he brought. They have 4 eternal... Oh, Divios.
Divios caught in a bad spot, getting stunned out by Arkle. Sun zoning him away from going on the right. We see the Khepri ultimate left alone onto Aurora. He's going to take a spill. Trixtank credited with that one. Fred taking a little bit in return, but it shouldn't be a problem considering he has to sustain from that Fire Giant buff.
DJ Perdigas 3 levels down in the jungle on this Guan Yu, not able to provide the support that he really wanted to, like he was able to a couple of seasons ago on this Guan Yu jungle. I really enjoyed it. I don't think the meta's changed. I think that this has just been a poor game for DJ Perdigas, and I'd like to see him turn it around. I think this Guan Yu can be dynamic. It's fun to watch in the jungle, but right now, nothing is fun for the Eager fans. Team Dignitas are going to take out DJ Perdigas. Let's listen to them as they push down the right side lane.
I have power. You go Phoenix. No, go. Yes, no dash. No dash? No dash. BJ just found. Phoenix. No. Phoenix. Go mid up. Chill. Help. Can we please get Phoenix? Reset. We gotta reset now. Please just go for the Phoenix now because I took so much damage. We could've gotten mid Phoenix as well. Whatever.
No, we should back.
Let's do good now.
Portal
first, to get Paul, we can just go back.
Someone them picks them, bro.
Someone should do gold because they might be able to do it.
Nah, just back.
Trixtank, all business. Not quite what we're used to, which is really funny. Knowing how these guys work outside of the game, Trixtank is all business, and the other guys are not really letting that fly.
Arkle diving past the Phoenix. It's your job as a hunter to get the Phoenix, and then for a Guardian to be punching it as a terror. It's like, what are you doing, mate? And then at the end there, you could just hear Zyros giggling in the background like, yeah, Arkle, that was pretty funny.
And Trixtank is sitting there, we could have gotten mid-Phoenix. Guys, listen to me. Every other situation, Trixtank is the one that's in the best.
That man's in a lot of trouble, forced into Aurora, saving his life, but it's not gonna be enough. The hunter out of Europe taking off the life of North America.
Zero's just chunking down the support. Aurora, the chunk himself, gets chunked right there. Baker's dozen for Team Dignitas as they take down the tier 2 tower on the left-hand side. Black and yellow looking for the left Phoenix as well. We'll see if they listen to Trixtank this time around, if they go to the mid or if they stick here. This time, I think Arkle's a little bit more on the same page, looking for those basics on the Phoenix, but he'll take a Guan Yu along with him for his trouble. DJ Perdigas falls down for the 3rd time this game. Look at that slash line on the side of Team Eager. Big old goose egg on the side of everybody's kill column. No Phoenixes left just yet here, Toli. And Digger gonna push into the throne room.
Very clean game from Team Dignitas without a single death whatsoever. Trixtanks gets pulled into the fountain. He's gonna be the first victim. Titan still being aggressed on. Dignitas trying to find a way to close it out. Half health right now, but they're gonna get funneled on out of there. Eager holding on for the moment.
Really good defensive stop coming out from Eager. Arkle's able to take one down, but Arkle finally falls! Aurora with 2 out of the 3 kills on Team Eager right now on the Capri.
And just delaying the inevitable. Dignitas having a little bit too much fun compared to 2 minutes ago. Diving that fountain is not the way to end the game here, and Dignitas are going to have to wait for those respawns and possibly get that next fire giant before ending the game.
I'll give Dignitas the benefit of the doubt. Aurora pulled the player into the fountain, so, you know, the abduct is going to bring you along with them, so I'll give Aurora credit for that one.
Well, at the same time, though, we saw Dignitas push in without the fire giant buff. If they were playing super safe, they would go back, spend all that golden hand that they have currently that you see on the left-hand side, get the next fire giant respawning, and then end the game for a very clean first game. A little bit too much fun, a little too loose, lax. Is not the worst thing in the world.
I don't mind playing with the lead.
Cons.
I don't mind playing with the lead. Dignitas are in a position where they can do that, right? You either win the game right here, or you get wiped and you try again because, and the reason that they have that leeway is because all 3 of the Phoenixes are down. I say shoot your shot, and if you miss, you get the rebound. You go ahead number 2. Not a big deal.
Except that the rebound would have favored Eager because the timing of the wipe. If they found a D side Eager, they would have been able to get the fire giant because the left side Phoenix and mid Phoenix, as it fell, it wouldn't have been enough time for the fire minions to truly start flooding into your Titan room. So you would just have to have one person dedicated towards holding the right side of the fire minions. The rest of you 4 get the fire giant, and then Eager holds on for a little bit longer. But luckily for Dignitas, only 3 members fall instead of 5.
Still a 14,000 gold lead here in game number 1. Reminder, this is a 5-game set, so it's not all doom and gloom for Eager fans back at home. DJ Pernicus and Divio's very low. DJ back up to full HP, and everybody gonna hit the fountain. And Team Dignitas gonna take game 1 nice and clean. Eager wind up having a nice defensive stop.